We are all dealing with stress and anxiety on a regular basis, and anxiety is one of those words that has become at the forefront of our human language. We talk about it all the time. I'm going to share 5 ways that I deal with my own anxiety on a regular basis. I'm Juli Bauer Roth, the food, fitness, and lifestyle blogger behind PaleOMG. Welcome to my channel. I'm here to share my favorite food, workout, and wellness tips to help you live your best damn life. And since Avery is napping real quick, I wanted to talk about anxiety, a little bit of stress and anxiety. Anxiety is something we all feel. We all go through it in different ways. My anxiety recently has come from the fact of not knowing how long Avery's gonna nap for and how long I'll have time to get any sort of work done, or if she'll nap and then we'll have a good evening in the afternoon, or there's all kinds of different ways I feel stressed, all based on how she's doing. I just have anxiety more on a regular basis. And there are 5 different things that I do on a regular basis to help alleviate that stress and that anxiety. And I want to share that with you. So first and foremost, number 1, if you are feeling stress, if you are feeling anxiety, get off your phone. Get off of it. Stop scrolling Instagram. I feel like my stress, my anxiety, my angst, all is heightened whenever I start looking at my phone and start looking at the Explore page. Because you look at one video that's kind of upsetting, and then your whole feed is changed to the algorithm with all these upsetting videos. Or you're following someone else's life and you're feeling angry that you don't have that kind of life, or you're not going on that kind of vacation, or you don't have that kind of car, or you don't have that kind of house. And then we start spiraling, and then we have this anxiety for no real reason. That's what tends to happen, or at least it does for me. So I get off my phone. I stop looking at the Explore feed, because at the same time, if I'm spending my time doing that, I could be spending it with the people I love, with work, with cleaning the house, with doing things while Avery is napping that are going to push me in a better direction than just scrolling. So I get off my phone. No need for it. Who cares? And the funny thing is, the more you start paying attention to this, the more you will start to feel how your nerves change when you are scrolling, when you are just concentrating on your phone. You're looking at TikTok, you're looking at Snapchat, you're looking at Instagram, and you're watching other people live their lives instead of living your own life. I can truly feel the difference of when I'm looking at Instagram and I'm just not feeling fulfilled from it, versus when I just shut it off and I start doing other things. I can feel my temperature almost change, and not truly, but I can feel the weight come off my shoulders when I'm not doing that. So getting off your phone is so important, and that's why I rank it number 1. Number 2, get outside and walk. Walking is incredible. Not only is it going to help burn calories, it's going to help you lose weight, it's just going to help physically, but mentally it is so helpful, because you're going to hopefully get off your phone. I know sometimes when I'm walking, I'm working at the same time, but I often try to just put my phone in my pocket. I listen to music, I listen to a podcast, or I don't listen to anything at all, and I just listen to the surroundings around me. I live in the city, so it's not as fun. I like listening to more nature sounds versus people honking at each other, but I try to not listen to things, not have to have stimulation, outside stimulation, and I start just paying attention to the world around me. And something that I've heard is that looking around at nature stimulates your vagus nerve, and it has a calming effect on the body. So you're going to feel calmer as you're off your phone, you're looking around, you're paying attention, you're seeing things you wouldn't see on a regular basis. Maybe you've been on this walk a million times, but now you're noticing the color of this house, or you're noticing flowers that you've never noticed before, or the grass looks a certain way, or you're just noticing things you've never even paid attention to. Now you're seeing it, and it's going to activate your brain in a new way. Walking and getting outside is so good for you. And something I've learned recently is getting outside first thing in the morning, so you're getting that first morning light, and then getting outside in the evening so your eyes know that we're switching onto night mode, we're going into the evening. This is really important for your body and for your thyroid. And so not only is walking in the morning or night going to help support your body, but it's going to help support your thyroid at the same time. Pretty cool. Number 3, and something I've not been doing enough, is journaling. I started journaling probably a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago when I was going through a really hard time in life. And so I started writing down things that I was grateful for. And my friend was actually going through a really hard time. And so I would write down things that I was grateful for her when I saw her smile for the first time again. Things like that helped me get outside of my own head and remember how important the outside world is other than just what I'm going through. Journaling, writing down your thoughts, getting things out there on paper, getting them out of your head, but also writing down things you're grateful for. Writing down gratitude on a regular basis can be so helpful with seeing outside of the anxiety that you're going through. Oftentimes that anxiety we feel inside, it starts to boil over and we just feel like we can't get control of it. But writing down things that we're going through is so therapeutic. It's surprisingly therapeutic. It's like going to a therapist. You're writing down, you're talking through things, and then you're able to look back at things and understand that you were able to get through something very challenging and that you can get through this next step in your life that's challenging. Journaling is a game changer. Gratitude is a game changer. Now, the last two things on the list really I think should be at the top of the list, but I wanted to kind of mix it up. Number 4, eating healthy. And this is going to look different for everybody. Healthy is obviously a broad word. It's very subjective, but eating healthy, eating nutrient-dense foods that help you thrive from the inside out is very important. That means, staying away from these highly processed foods, really high sugary foods, alcohol, these foods that don't help us thrive as much. And that doesn't mean that they don't play a role in our lives, but when we are going through a high anxiety state, when we're going through a stressful time, oftentimes people turn to alcohol. They turn to fast food because it's easier during that time. They turn to processed foods because it's easier. And those things are not going to help the body find its balance that it really needs during this stressful time. And so with our cortisol being all off during stressful times, we want to make sure we're feeding our body with foods that will help it stay regulated and help it thrive. So instead of turning to all those foods that are easier, they're highly palatable because they're so delicious, they're high sugary, high fat, those things that just give us comfort in times of stress, maybe especially when we're not sleeping that much. And so we turn to those foods. It's really important to look at all the other foods that we need. We need lots of vegetables. We need good sources of protein, high protein diet. So we're looking at different meats that are going to be iron rich and rich in all kinds of different amino acids. So we're looking at chicken and steak and fish and seafood, all of those different foods to make sure you're getting adequate protein and adequate amino acids so you can really build those cells and help with any growth that's going on in our body as we're going through a stressful time. Then number 5, again, I think this should be at the top of the list because it is so important and it kind of goes with walking, but exercise. Exercise is a must. Now, when you're in times of stress, cortisol is high. So high intensity exercise where you're adding more cortisol to the mix is not going to be best. So look to things that are going to be calming for the body. And this is going to be different for everybody. Everybody's calm is different. Some people will want to do restorative yoga. Some people, it might just be walking. For me, it's lifting, and I'm not lifting to crazy high intensity. I'm lifting, I'm taking adequate rest, and I'm making sure I'm not adding any more inflammation to the body or putting my body into states of stress. So I'm still lifting, but I'm making sure that it's not too hard on the body. When the body is in a state of stress, anxiety, inflammation, those high intensity exercises, say like CrossFit or Barry's Boot Camp or any of those boot camp style classes or Orange Theory, they might not be the best for your body. So think about doing things that are going to be more restorative. And I know what you might be thinking, those things can feel like they're burning off stress. If you're really stressed and you go and you get this high from a workout, you're actually burning off the stress that you're going through. But that's not what's going on in the body. We want to make sure we're doing something that's going to be more restorative and helpful. And that could just be walking. Going back to number 2 there. So just remember that the body needs exercise, but it doesn't need the crazy exercise that we've been told that we need to do on a regular basis to see results. You can see results from all kinds of other things. It's not just exercise. It's the food that you're eating on a regular basis. It's the journaling that you're doing, the self-care. It's the walk that you're taking on a regular basis without your phone or just getting off your phone in general. All of these things will add up and help with your anxiety and stress. For me, at least, these things have been very helpful, and they're what I turn to whenever I feel stressed. So recently when Avery went through her 4-month sleep regression, we weren't sleeping. I was feeling like crap. I easily wanted to turn to those foods, and I did turn to some of those more highly palatable foods. But I also said, okay, what can I do to help with this? I'm going to get outside. I'm going to walk. I'm going to listen to a podcast that I really enjoy. I'm going to get off Instagram because I keep scrolling. I'm a bit on the scrolling addiction right now that I need to get under control. But I'm aware of those things, and I can X out. I can remove Instagram from my phone and just concentrate on what I need to do. I can put myself into work that makes me feel fulfilled and excited about the next chapter, even though this chapter is challenging. So whenever I go through those stressful times, I turn back to this list, and those things all help me come back to a calmer state. Do they solve everything? Of course not. Sometimes we just go through stressful times in life, whether it's a loss with a family member, whether it's a huge move, maybe across the country or across the world, whatever it is, we all go through really stressful times. And the more we can have this in our piggy bank of things we know that will help us, the more we can stack those habits, and they will get easier and easier as time goes on. And the more we can come down from that anxiety ridden state a little bit quicker. Hopefully these little tiny tools that you already knew of, but maybe haven't really thought about for your own stress and anxiety, hopefully they help you. You can habit stack your own. But what do you do to help with your own stress and anxiety? What healthy things do you like to do to just calm yourself down? Is it getting outside? Is it talking to a friend? Is it reading a book? Let me know in the comment section below. I want to hear from you. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe because I have more videos coming up, and stay tuned. There are a few more on the docket.